it adds some character to it,
Okay. Okay. So, RSaba with the first podcast here. We have our guest, Marcus Holyoke.
What up, baby?
So, today, we're going to talk about some crypto. We're going to talk about some drugs, right? We're gonna
Yes,
go deep into the personal things, sadly. But
whatever you want to dive into.
we can talk about how we met first. So we are gym buddies, really, right?
That's really where I'd say the relationship really began.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So and this guy's the crypto king of Leamington, Ontario. Let me tell you.
Where's my crown?
Okay, so let's talk about that, right?
Baby.
Let's talk about that. The crypto. What's going on? So you talk about your first NFT venture.
The first venture. So, well, you obviously know I have the company going right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that was my first huge really big dub in the NFT space.
Yeah.
But I was trading NFTs before I even made a company.
Yeah. Under Ethereum or Solana?
I never actually did Ethereum.
Really?
I've always I don't know why, but when it comes to crypto in general, NFTs, crypto coins, whatever, I've always avoided the major chains.
Oh, okay.
Because I just felt
no specific reason.
It's just there's a lot more rug pulls and less people building really unique, cool shit.
Okay.
Because
everyone's
trying to follow the same layout, right?
So mainstream, yeah.
So
I got you.
All these projects and companies, they're all building the same shit. It's not really organic,
Yeah, I know, I got you. Yeah. What was when you first made yours? What was that like? How much work did it take?
The company?
No, the first NFT.
Oh man, the NFT, it took at least 4 months, almost 5 months.
Yeah. Wow.
From the beginning of me and my partner deciding okay, let's jump into this, let's take this idea and run with it. And the finished product and actually making our final sale. Everything in between that was a lot of marketing. Marketing's really big.
Yeah, I know.
If you're looking into making any type of, even just a crypto project in general, whether it be a coin, NFT, anything crypto, marketing is huge right now.
Not even just crypto, dude. If you want to build any business, any way to make money, marketing is so
for
big.
Sure. And it that was my first experience with really realizing how big of a role marketing really plays.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And market. One thing I hate about marketing, especially, I talked about this with someone I work with because she did marketing in school, and they focus on numbers and graphs, and that's cool. But what I really think marketing is all psychology. If you can make a banner or an advertisement that makes people believe that what you're selling them is needed in their lives, that's psychology. You don't need to know how to do numbers and graphs.
I feel
it's creativity, right?
Yeah, 100%. And I also feel that psychology changes depending on the market too.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
For example, like a construction company, right?
Yeah.
It's almost your marketing construction is really just word of mouth.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really see construction companies
same with
and,
coaching and personal
getting
training
billboards and shit,
Yeah, same with coaching and personal training.
Yeah, skill.
But if you look at consumer products like clothes and shoes, it's all you need this. If you don't have this, you're not cool.
It's influencers.
Yeah, exactly.
When it comes to clothing and stuff, right? We need to get these people on board. We need them wearing our clothing.
Yeah.
We need this gym in this place supplying our clothing, right? Because they're cool, because they're hip, right? And people are gonna go there and see it, and they're gonna want it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because everyone wants it.
Mm-hmm. Right? And that's gonna be good for you because you wanna. We haven't talked about this on the podcast, but you and I have. You want to start your own clothing brand, right? For gym apparel.
Yeah.
Which is nice. That's good.
Still gotta decide on a name. I haven't chosen.
Yeah, of course. So, but for crypto, so I trade. I hold Bitcoin long term.
Nice.
But it is. You get into trading crypto, and you get high. It's kind of like a casino. You get high off that. Oh, I won money. I got money.
Man, the returns you see,
and then you keep going, and then you keep going, and it's oh, this is not as easy as you think.
Yeah. And it takes trading in general, whether it be stocks, crypto, any type of market where you can do trading, either day trading or short-term trading in, it's lonely, dude. It takes a lot of time.
I know, yeah.
It's really lonely. You sacrifice a lot.
Oh yeah, dude. It's a lot of you need a lot of emotional intelligence. You can't be oh my god, I'm losing money and sell. You can't. What was it? Solana. I bought and I was down like $1,000, but I waited like 3 months, and it ended up going back. I have to break even, but like you have to wait. I don't want to lose $1,000.
100%. I actually bought Solana at $20. Yeah.
When did you sell?
I sold at I think 120.
Wow.
And then it went higher, and I was like, bro.
How much did you put into it? How much did you put into it?
I made like about almost 30 racks off of it. So,
wow.
Yeah, Solana did me good.
So
but I was tracking Solana and watching it like this was like 2 years ago almost now. Like
wow.
Back when people were like, oh
so
yeah,
you've
like
been on crypto for a long time.
Yeah.
So are you like good with computers?
Really good was when NFTs blew up. Yeah. Solana did really well.
Yeah, because they are one of the top two blockchains.
They ended up being one of the top chains, but they weren't before.
Yeah, I know. But they were for NFT trading, right?
They didn't really have their blockchain wasn't fully functioning the way it is now. It was still like kind of in development, like not really, like it worked. Yeah. But you didn't have all of these different projects hopping in and populating it.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
So once everyone came in and everyone was like, "Oh, this is sick! Like this technology's cool. Gas fees are way lower.
Yeah, because Ethereum's
transaction
gas fees are
faster,
stupid.
Right?
What is it about Ethereum? Because I heard once you calculate all of Ethereum's like computers, all the computers that control their blockchain, it's the same amount of energy used to power like Sweden or something.
Yeah, so
it's insane.
So the reason for that is like Ethereum and their smart contracts.
Yeah.
So like it gets super technical on this side of things, but basically like every time that a transaction is made in the blockchain, whether it be like I'm sending you this or I'm interacting with this smart contract, or anytime you do anything in the blockchain, it needs to be approved by a miner, and that's why you pay those gas fees, right? Okay. So the miners are running a program through their graphics card on their computer or their mining rig, and the program just basically says like, all right, you did this, I'm going to confirm it, it's secure, it's in the blockchain, it's there now, it's there forever, and it takes like processing power, graphics card power, or whatever.
So and that's the one thing people always tell me that like mining. Right, and it's cool, but like it like doubles your hydro bill or damn near. It's insane. It's
actually the term for it's called proof of work.
Yeah.
So that's what the term is in the actual space.
Well,
but then there's also proof of stake is the newer like technology that you're gonna start seeing, and that's where Ethereum is moving now. Like, have you heard of like Ethereum 2?
No, I have not. So what is it?
F2, like the entire Ethereum blockchain.
Yeah.
The company that runs it, they've actually been working on like completely revamping the entire blockchain. So it's not going to use mining anymore. It's not going to be proof of work. You're moving to proof of stake. So what that means is like essentially you'll take your Ethereum and you stake it, right? So staking is like, you know,
it's kind of like, it's kind of like passive income, right? Yeah.
So basically what it is like you take your coin and you lock it away and like it helps. I don't know too much of like the technical side of that, but it helps like secure the blockchain for whatever reason. And like the staking is like it'll become like the mining or the proof of work. Yeah. And like that stake coin or whatever plays a role in whatever the system is for proof of stake that actually like confirms transactions. So instead of using mining power, it's just all in the chain. It's all in the air, so it doesn't actually use any computing power at all.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And also the people that are like staking the coins.
And are other chains looking at this? Is like innovation?
Other chains are already using it.
Oh really?
Like Zilliqa, I don't know if you've heard of them.
So
they're a smaller chain, but they're doing great things too.
So a lot of like right-wing conspiracy theorists believe that we're moving to digital currency because the blockchain records every transaction and there's simply no way to do money laundering or any of that because everything is recorded, right?
Yep.
Is that still the case with this staking?
Yep.
It is?
So,
okay.
The way blockchain works, like everyone has a footprint. So no matter what you do, every single step you take in the blockchain world is recorded.
And that's why these people think that we're going digital because the government, you can't avoid paying taxes if you tried.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right? So that's what a lot of people think.
And like honestly, like digital ownership, it's been a thing it was gonna come eventually.
Oh
really,
yeah,
with how digital things are
it
nowadays.
almost is a thing already because no one really has paper cash anymore.
It already technically is right now. Like as of right now, it is.
Yeah, because everyone does online banking now.
Online banking,
even
right?
if you own the Canadian or
there's
US
insurance
currency.
companies looking at turning their insurance into an NFT. So
Oh,
basically,
really?
like instead of like buying insurance or whatever monthly or whatever you do,
Mm-hmm.
you can just buy an NFT from your insurance company, and that's you have proof of ownership of the NFT, the insurance, right?
Yeah.
And so now basically, like you have your insurance, you own it, but it's digital ownership, right? So and they got paid because you paid them for the NFT, right? And now you have your insurance,
and it's non-fungible.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah,
that is insane because insurance kind of is right. Non-fungible is there's one, right? That is really interesting. Wow.
And healthcare, like shit like that, dude. Like
so you and I've discussed before that you're the crypto guy and I'm the stock guy, right? And I love learning about this crypto stuff, but
it's cool, man. There's a lot of stuff to learn.
So we literally I know. But like, are you a computer geek?
I am, yeah.
Okay, that's so that's
I got my own rig at home that I like hand built. Like I'm always adding different rigs.
Because Marcus texted me the other day and he's like, "Yo, do you happen to have a spare A63 something?" I'm like, what did he say, dude?
Oh yeah, it was the AM4 bracket.
Yeah, and I'm like,
for my motherboard.
Yeah, and I'm like, what did he just say? And then
I remember there's like a big pause. And they're just like, you're like, I don't know what that is. So I can't help you.
I'm like, dude, honestly, God, no clue what that is. Yeah.
I don't know why I was expecting you to know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's really like, and there was like a really specific part too that like
you said
like,
it. You didn't even say like
computer
you didn't even
know.
say like, do you know what it is? You're just like, do you have one?
Do you have this like AM4 bracket back?
I'm like, bro. Yeah, no, yeah. So at that point, I made an inference. I'm like, okay, Marcus is probably a computer geek, and that's why he's so good with crypto. But talk about this company.
Yeah, that's where it really tied in. Actually,
yeah,
was like crypto just came naturally to me.
Yeah.
And like learning of the technology just came naturally to me. Nothing. It was never confusing to me.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We talked today, literally, that crypto is all technical analysis and stocks are all fundamental analysis, right?
Yeah.
That's why stocks came natural to me because I'm a numbers guy, right? So all the fundamental. Yeah, exactly.
So you'd read over like the finances and stuff and be like, all right,
P/E ratio.
This is adding up. This is adding up. Oh, red flag, and you knew. Right.
And that's funny because I'm a huge Tesla investor, and when you look at the fundamentals, it makes no sense. But I am a big
contradictory there.
No, and the only reason I invest in Tesla is because of how good Elon Musk is at manipulating people.
100%. Actually, he's like somewhat like influenced my life, but like not really.
He's an influence in everyone's life. I don't think I've ever met a person.
I have a lot of respect for him.
Genuinely does not like Elon Musk. He's very good at making people like him. I don't know how. Well, I do know how, but like it's a lot easier said than done.
Yeah.
It is because
it's hard to really dive into. But like he's very genuine when he presents himself in the public. Mm-hmm. Like he's very much himself.
Yeah.
And he's not afraid to like. He's not afraid to...
I don't know if he's himself, though. Because, look, man, when you're the richest person in the world, you love making money. And he doesn't talk about that. But I think when he's on Twitter acting like everyone else, and he's on Joe Rogan's podcast smoking weed, he just wants everyone to like him so he makes more money. I think every action he makes is to benefit himself. That's true,
actually. Yeah, he's very good at like making himself relatable, too.
Yeah.
As literally the world's richest man is somehow relatable to a lot of people.
Yeah, he does it on purpose. He's not relatable.
The world's 100th
if you're worth 300
billion, isn't relatable to anybody. You know what I mean? So like
Gates and Bezos.
He's number one.
Yeah, because when you're worth $1 billion, even he's worth 300 billion, but we're gonna say $1 billion.
I thought it was like 600, 700 now.
I think it's 300. Either way, you're not.
At this point,
you're not like anyone. You're not average. You're crazy.
Yeah.
In a way, you are crazy, right?
You're number one.
Kanye
literally number
West
one at life at that point, in my opinion.
Kanye West said, "Name one genius that isn't crazy." They all there's a fine line between genius and crazy.
You have to be a little bit of crazy.
Yeah, you do. 100%. No, you can't just be a normal guy.
No, 100%.
No,
you can't.
No.
You can't.
And my one buddy, he told me, he's like, we were talking about Elon, and he's like, "Oh, Elon definitely takes his Sundays off," and I'm like, "Are you serious?"
That man sleeps in his office.
No, he does not. Yeah, you do. Because
That
if
man
he took his
spends
Sundays off,
7 days straight, 24 hours a day in his
all of
office,
them
if he
do.
has to.
All of them do. They work all day and they
I was
work
watching
so
a TED.
effectively.
I was watching a TED talk with him actually recently. Like I think it was like 2 or 3 days ago.
Was it about
And,
the one where he talks about Twitter and whatnot?
No. This was an older one.
Okay.
And someone asked him, like, they were asking about like the rockets for SpaceX.
Okay.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "Man, like it's pretty much just like an internship because like everyone that's working on it or worked on it, they kind of just volunteered their time."
Yeah.
And
yeah.
and he said, he's like, I couldn't find like a senior engineer or whatever to like actually design my rocket. Like I could not. I tried to find one and I couldn't.
Yeah.
None of them were interested. The ones that like I could find weren't interested. So I literally had to be my own senior engineer.
I know.
He designed the rockets.
Because he has like 2 or 3 university degrees. I don't know.
He's smart.
Yeah, but one of them is engineering. He's he's an engineer.
He designed a rocket.
Yeah,
It worked.
So this guy has like every type of intelligence he has. He's a hands-on genius.
Yep.
Psychological genius.
Technical.
Financial genius. You know what I mean? Like he's just this. He might be the smartest man in the world, and he's like one of the generational geniuses that we get, like the Einsteins, the Nikola Teslas, right? I don't think Thomas Edison was a genius. I think he was just a manipulator. If you actually look into his history,
Genius in his own way.
He was like, dude, he didn't actually invent the light bulb. He stole like a lot of ideas.
But look at where he ended up.
Like he ended up taking the credit. One of the
genius in his own way.
one of the laws in the 48 Laws of Power is get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit. Everyone thinks Thomas Edison
did it perfect, right?
Yeah, he did. So, exactly. You know what I mean?
Now he's in the history books.
Exactly.
So.
Nikola Tesla, isn't it? He did all the work though.
Yeah. But people are like, no one's really sleeping on Nikola anymore though. Like
I know.
He's got a lot of respect nowadays.
Oh, yeah,
like,
he
people
does,
are like, okay, we realize that like Nikola was like really the godfather of like all of this electricity stuff.
Yeah.
So,
but he didn't have it when he was
alive.
alive.
But at the time, like it took years.
Yeah, he didn't have it when he was alive, and that's what matters, right?
Yeah.
Everyone gets respect.
And I'm pretty sure he died broke, didn't he? Like
I couldn't tell you.
I remember reading about him, something about him being in a lot of debt.
Oh really?
He owed a lot of money. Yeah.
Probably. I thought it was funny though because
like lost
Tesla,
a lot of funding too.
Was that anything to do with the name Tesla, like for the auto company or the electric?
Yeah, so his name plays a big role. Like every time you hear like Tesla ball, stuff like that, it's named after him.
Okay.
Oh, you know what it was? So he was trying to figure out like wireless energy, right? You know about that?
Nikola?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was trying to figure out how to like make like energy wireless.
We still haven't.
And so at the time that he was trying to figure this out.
Energy or electricity? Energy, right?
Energy, yeah.
So we have that with like solar and wind, right? Or no?
No, like he wanted it to be like you could hold your phone and it would like wirelessly charge.
Oh.
Yeah, like through the air.
Okay.
Yeah. He was working on something like that. And like I guess that was like super controversial.
When was he alive?
I don't know the exact date. I think it was like 1800s, 1700s maybe, something like that.
Oh yeah, we do. Like if you have like the those things where you can, but you have to like it has to be contact, right?
Yeah.
But there's no wire, but you have to have.
I'm assuming it's possible somehow.
Oh, it has.
There's got to be a way to do it somehow if you play with the right elements.
Give us 100 years.
Figure it out. Yeah. Figure it out, and it'll work.
A lot of things. Even the medical industry, I think, like it's hard to believe that we're gonna get better. But we are, because like even I think we have a lot of improvements to make in the medical industry.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about the medical industry because I think it's very controversial.
And space travel too. Now that like we were talking about that before.
Oh, I know.
But,
yeah. I know. Yeah. It is. Yeah. It's the space travel. Yeah. And but like the thing with space travel is, call me crazy, but I think it's kind of pointless. Like we have a lot of other things we could be focusing on. What do we gain out of landing on Mars? And I do maybe.
I think it's just like a curiosity thing.
I guess
that's all it is. It's just something
just
that
costs a stupid amount of money.
It really it's a byproduct of human nature. Is what space travel is because we're so
Elon
curious and we always want to know.
And it's not just curiosity. It's like Elon. I think he's bullshitting us when he says this, but he's like, oh, I think humans can colonize multiple planets, and this isn't he uses hyperboles a lot, and he's been like proven to be wrong. Like he said, the Cybertruck would have been released like 2 years ago. He's lying. He lies a lot, but no one calls him out on it because they just like him so much, right?
Yeah.
I don't think we can actually colonize all these planets. Like, I doubt we can colonize Mars.
I used to always believe, like, when he was really pushing Mars, I always thought, like, man, does he just want to move us to Mars to, like,
Yeah, you know what I
like,
mean?
does he just want power out of that?
Yeah, I don't
Because
know.
realistically, if he moves everybody to Mars, the way that he's like speaking about this Mars mission sounds like he is the leader of the Mars move.
I know.
It sounds like he would be the leader of Mars. The way he makes literally the way he makes it sounds like that.
Yeah, I know. And I think he's a very powerful man. He is, and I think
Like, I felt like he just wanted to own Mars. I was like, this man just wants to own Mars.
he wants to
That's what it is.
people really don't
His own
understand.
civilization.
People don't understand the gravity of the fact that he now owns a social media platform.
One of the biggest.
Yeah, no, it's top 3.
Yeah.
Facebook. Well,
It's one of my, like, if I go on social media, I'm probably going to go on Twitter.
That's also because
It's also a byproduct of my company.
But like, in terms of, exactly, right? In terms of crypto and stocks, Twitter is
a powerhouse
the
in
biggest.
marketing.
Yeah,
For those
100%. So if you, he already had all the marketing and influence before he even owned 9%.
I think next to that would be Reddit.
Yeah, before he owned, before he owned 9% of Twitter, right?
Yeah.
He would tweet something and it would affect whatever he tweeted about heavily.
Insane.
Now he owns
Insanely.
Now he owns it. So, and he said it's to.
He literally said, he's like, it's gonna be like completely like free speech.
Yeah, and that
Say
and
whatever
he says
you
that
want.
once again. He says that, so people are like, okay, he's doing it for good intentions, which he probably is. I'm not saying he's not, but.
Oh, you're saying like he's probably most likely trying to like kind of fire a stray bullet and like distract people.
Yeah.
Kind of like,
exactly.
boom, pay attention to this.
Yeah.
And then like meanwhile he's over here doing something else.
Yeah, like, oh, I'm doing this for free speech. Ha ha ha. Meanwhile, Tesla's going to go up the roof because a whole social media platform is promoting it. You know, what if he actually says it's free speech, but he's just promoting Tesla and no one can call him out on it because he's
just making more money.
Yeah, or promotes SpaceX.
He's got $44 billion to make back up, so. Which
54, yeah.
54, yeah, 54, right?
Was it?
Something. He did pay like I think a 20% premium on whatever it was.
Yeah, I know. It was $54 a share. I don't know how many billion. Either way, it was like $50 billion.
A lot.
That's just nuts.
A lot of money.
And people think
so much money.
And this is what I try to tell people all the time is that like you think Biden and Trump and all these politicians are the ones with power when money is power. That's it. Money is power.
It's true, man.
Yeah, money. Money.
Like, look, Elon. Again, I know we've been like literally like talking about him so much, but like really, he's a good example because
he is.
When does he not get to do something he wants to do?
Yeah.
He wanted Twitter. He owns Twitter. He wants to go to Mars. The world is promoting him to go to Mars. Like whatever he wants, the world's like, take it, do it, do it. You're the richest man. We believe in you. Do it.
Not even. You don't even have to be the richest man. If you have $100 million, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
Maybe not that much.
Yeah, but like you can. You can.
The more you have, the more your limits expand.
Day. Yeah, exactly. Right. You can do whatever you want.
It's very much like the more money you get, the gate of what you can't do gets pushed back.
Yeah.
And back.
Yeah.
And like Elon's at a point where that gate doesn't exist.
Exactly. 100 million, you can't colonize Mars, but the more you get, the closer you get.
A hell of a lot of stuff, though.
Oh my god, dude! Oh my god!
Can't colonize Mars, but you could buy a village. If
so
you
I just met. Like this is the thing with people that have this much money, and it's kind of paradoxical in a way. So they even though they have all the power to rest, and this is what like lower class people would do. Mm-hmm. The reason they have so much money is because they can't rest. They love
there's
working.
A switch they can't turn off.
No, yeah, exactly. And I just met this 78-year-old man, huge. He was very into leasing commercial real estate and like making a lot of money off of that. I just visited his home, 10,000 square feet. He's 78 years old. He just suffered a mild stroke. He can barely remember what he told me in the past sentence, and he can't retire just because he would much rather go on his Bobcat and shovel a lot and get it ready for his next motel. Mm-hmm. He can't retire. It's just they can't turn it off.
It becomes an addiction.
Yeah, they can't.
A positive addiction.
Yeah.
Just like how people can get addicted to the gym, and it's like you're addicted to something, but it's a good addiction. This drive to constantly do this thing is benefiting you.
Yeah, even like we don't get results. How long have you been working out?
Like a little over 2 years now.
Yeah, you don't get results anymore. Like compared to like the first year, no. not even close, right? But like you still do it because it's like this is I'm mentally sane.
My body craves
these rich people would not be mentally sane if you told them just rest for a day. They can't.
Yeah, it'd be the same feeling of like. I guess a good example is like because like a gym's pretty relatable. Most people most people can relate to that.
Yeah, because it's like the basis of self-discipline. Most people have gone through that.
Yeah, it's a good start for most people, right?
Yeah.
And like that feeling you get when like you take a week off the gym and you're like, man, I'm not making progress. You get down on yourself. You start second guessing yourself and the decisions you're making. That feeling is how it would feel to like have that same drive and addiction to like just getting shit done and like being focused on like really good goals and like moving forwards in life.
And these people, they realize that one day is 24 hours and 24 hours is a long time. A lot of stuff can get done in 24 hours if you have the right.
And they're optimized.
Oh my God, yeah. Dude, it's so efficient. They work so efficiently. It's insane. I don't get
Optimized, dude.
Yeah, it's insane. They just everything they do is just so efficient and it's unbelievable. And that's the goal in life, right?
And like the thing is too is like everyone can work on optimizing themselves. Everyone. And like and also like building those habits too.
I'm a firm believer that everyone is a genius. They have to unlock it.
You know what the issue is though? Is like it's so much easier to continue a bad habit than it is to plant a new better good habit and like actually like.
If you want to talk about your experience with that, obviously with the drugs and whatnot, you can. So like how? I guess I could ask you a question. So how is it like to be locked into a bad habit like that? Like what is the feeling? What is the feeling like?
It's kind of like it's lonely, right? But it's also you don't really realize.
Yeah.
You're very much like a zombie to it. Yeah. Just like any other like bad habit. You know what I mean? You
do it subconsciously.
Yeah.
Not even
right.
aware.
Like
even like pulling your phone out in between sets.
Yeah. So
you're not even aware
like that.
You're doing
it. Becomes subconscious.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
and then when you do finally pay attention to it, you try to justify it to yourself. You're like, okay, like. There's this reason I need to do it, or there's this reason I need to do it. Just so like if you pull your phone out.
How long were you on substance for? Was it like substance abuse, you'd say?
About yeah. About like a solid year, I'd say.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was a while.
And you've told me this before, and I want you to tell the viewers because I try to preach this all the time.
Yeah.
Was it because of influence? Who you were hanging out with?
It was environmental, like situational. Which led to influence, which led to it. Yeah. So like what happened to me was like I'll get like kind of personal with it. So like what pushed me to like my lowest point where like I ended up like with substance abuse and stuff was my mom and me like weren't really getting along for a while.
Yeah.
And she basically just like kicked me out.
Okay.
And like I felt like alone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And like useless.
Yeah. And your drug of choice was Xanax, right?
Yeah.
And that's the drug that makes you forget about all that, right?
Yeah. So it's like basically I kind of gravitated to something that would make me not feel
escape reality.
Yeah.
Escape reality.
Because I didn't want to feel what I was feeling, right? I didn't want to face the struggle and like
you
get
never
through
mixed
it properly.
With opioids?
No.
Because the thing is,
but some people do.
Yeah, opioids make you numb physically, and Xanax make you numb mentally, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's why they work so well together.
Yeah, like some people like nod out on it and everything. Like it's bad. Like it's bad. It's not a good substance.
No, it's horrible. And then you sobered up and look at you now, right? Like you're the crypto king. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Give me the crown.
And like, dude, like anyone can really do it. Like you just have to.
100%.
You have to find your reason, and you have to find like.
You gotta want it. You have to want it.
You have to fight for it too.
Yeah.
Like,
but dude, nothing. Even if you could be the most sober person watching this, and you could be smart, but it's still hard.
Wherever you're at, wherever you feel
easy.
You're at, even if like it's not comparable to like my low or someone else's low or.
Well, I always preach the importance of not comparing.
That's what I was gonna get into. Is like don't even like worry about that. Just think about where you're at and like
how to get better.
How can I progress from where I'm at? You know what I mean?
Look at where you were last week, and are you better this week? If not, then you're doing wrong.
Exactly, man.
I don't care if you're doing better than the average Joe. you're not doing better than who you were last week, so it don't matter.
It's like your greatest enemy really is yourself.
It is you.
Right?
It is you. No one else
and like,
matters.
if you want to be better than anybody, work on being better than the person you were a minute ago, or yesterday, or a month ago.
You gotta get 1% better every day, every week, whatever. You gotta get focused 1%, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I tell people that I try to preach it in my videos, but for some people they don't even want to hear it because they want to. It's even uncomfortable to hear it.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Is
so
sometimes the truth to hear it, it's just like it hurts and it's annoying. You're like, because you've already been avoiding it most likely if you're already at that point, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You've already been avoiding it. You're already aware.
But and people don't like when I talk about it, but I'm trying to help. You know what I mean? I want to help everyone. Yeah. I want to see this county that I live in. I know it is. Yeah, it's on the internet. But I want to see this county that I live in grow to be like the next New York. Like I want everyone here to be so rich that we put Windsor Essex County on the map.
Yeah, man.
That's what I want. Like the thought of that is awesome. So I'm here trying to make myself rich, but at the same time I'm trying to make everyone around me rich.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
Right? Everyone around me got to get rich. We got to build big buildings.
And you're doing it the right way with the podcast, YouTube videos, and like sharing information because like
trying to influence.
The best way that like someone like Richard or like myself can help like a viewer or just anyone is really to just like kind of lead by influence, I guess.
Yeah.
And like the fact that he's making this platform for himself allows him to like continue to work on himself while still being able to share information with you guys.
Well, even you before we even talked, Marcus was in this crypto because he's a computer geek, right? But I talked to him. I'm like, dude, start reading. And how did that help?
I'm reading now, dude. Actually, I finished The Compound Effect.
Yeah,
I'm working on
guys. First book you should read is The Compound Effect.
It's really good. What's the guy's name? Brett Hardy or something like that.
Darren Hardy.
Brett Hardy.
I
think that's a
very good book. Very good. And Kobe preaches it all the time. Kobe has a very famous like video where he's like, let's say you woke up at 10 a.m. right, and you trained twice a day for basketball, obviously, because that was his thing. And then there's someone else who wakes up at 4 a.m. and trains 4 times a day because he has all that time. The person who wakes up at 4 a.m., if he does that for 5 years, he will be so ahead of the person that wakes up at 10 a.m. that it won't even be remotely close.
There's actually there's a point that Darren makes in the book that relates, I think, almost exactly to that.
Really?
And he says like, and he related it to the gym too. So like going back to the gym, which is actually ironically very relatable to like explain compounding to people.
It is because it's
most people once you explain it,
it's so much easier to understand. It's easier to understand when you talk about physical gains than mental gains. Yeah. That's why everyone focuses on getting their physical gains because people see it and it's so easy to see.
Oh, muscles.
But mental gains, no one pays attention to.
Yeah.
When it's, I don't want to say more important because I think they're both correlated. If you focus on your mental gains, it will
media diet, dude.
Yeah.
Media diet.
What
are you feeding your brain?
Exactly.
Think about that.
Exactly. You guys are so worried about what you're feeding your bodies, but not your brain. And your brain's probably just as important.
And you know why? Because it's, I think Darren touches on it in the book too, the compound effect. He says like it's so much easier to like pay attention to what you're putting into your mouth because it's physical.
Yeah,
you said physical.
Exactly. Yeah.
Whereas like our brain never shuts off.
Yeah.
It's always absorbing information, so it's so easy to like accidentally like fill your. Like he compared like your mind to like a cup of water.
Yeah.
And he's like every time like you fill your brain with like garbage information, it's just like putting dirt in your cup.
Exactly.
Like polluting your water, which is like your thoughts.
Yeah, and I would like to add something to that analogy. The cup of water is constantly filling and it's always overfilled, but the dirt can be taken out if you let the dirt stop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you
that's actually good to you.
Yeah, like if you
can clean it out.
Oh my god, dude, you can take like a meth addict that's been like his brain's pretty messed up and he's pretty stupid, but if you get him on the right habits, he could actually be smart
and live a much better life.
Yeah, 100%, dude. And this is the growth mindset too. There was a TED Talk I seen. I'm gonna try and link it if I remember, but it was like brain scans, right? And like how drug addicts were compared to like a sober person. Mm-hmm. Even someone who did something like smoked cigarettes, there's like little holes in their brain scans, meaning that they're like dumber in a way.
Like neurons not firing off or something.
The best brains were like clear, bold surface, everything was perfect. But like they showed like a person that was a former drug addict or like an alcoholic and it was horrible. But then they're like, this is 12 months after they began doing good habits, reading, doing all these things that help their brain, and it got so much better.
Yep.
And
there's been studies done that prove that when you have a habit that's like been it's been a bad habit of yours for like years, like I'm talking like 5, 10, maybe even more years.
Yeah.
When you remove that habit, it almost like leaves grooves in your brain and your neurons still.
Yeah.
Where like it's still there.
Yeah.
But it's not like it's not. Yeah. You can kind of like get rid of it, but you won't fully get rid of it.
Yeah, I know.
But you can like build over top of it and like continue to build good habits over it.
Yeah. Because and Jordan Peterson, who I love, touches on this. He's like, you really don't understand the full capability of your brain. Like if we I know we can, like there's no point even saying this, but if we could use 100% of our brains, it's insane how smart we'd be. You could remember like a conversation you had with your teacher in grade 4.
The brain's a powerful tool, man.
Like, I know, because there's crazy. So many memories in there that just are lost, like way more than that you can find.
In the subconscious.
Yeah.
Your subconscious is really like the other percent of the brain we don't
It's
get
like
to use.
97%. It's like, and the reason quitting bad habits is so hard is because subconscious brain is like 97% of your brain function, and the conscious brain is like 3%, and you have to use that 3% to quit a bad habit, which is in the 97%, if that makes sense, right? It's so hard. You have to think with logic, and thinking with logic requires conscious brain, right?
Yeah.
Emotions is all subconscious. Something happens and you're stressed out, that's your subconscious brain.
And that's why like when you react with emotion, it's so quick.
Yeah.
You get a second to think about it because you didn't think about it.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Like, I need to hit my vape. I need to go do this. Yeah. Oh, I'm so stressed out. Or
and that's how like once your habits get pushed into your subconscious, that's when you turn into a zombie to them, right?
I know, yeah.
And that's when a bad habit becomes a real big issue.
And that's why
because you no longer have control over it.
Yeah. And when I was in grade 6, which doesn't really matter, but when I was in grade 6, this is what I'm trying to say is if you're never addicted to anything, you don't understand what it's like. You don't really like you get. I would like the cop
society's view of it.
Yeah, a cop would come to us and say, "Don't smoke weed or don't do cigarettes. If you do cigarettes, you will get addicted." Mm-hmm. And I'm like, dude, I could just stop whenever I want because I don't know what it feels like, right?
Yeah.
And like a part of me still feels like that way in regards to hard drugs because I've never done a hard drug, but like
I think the way that like society views it is like, okay, like this person is doing something bad and they're doing it like repetitively because they like it.
Yeah.
And it's like a lot of them don't at that point. Yeah, they don't like it anymore. No. They don't want to be doing it anymore.
No, right? They don't. Even vaping. Even me when I don't want to say my friends. Even when I used to vape, I hated it. Right? Yeah, of course, yeah. I hated it. But like what would happen is you'd hate it and you'd own one and you're like, I don't want to own this. And like you don't own it for like a day or two and then you're like, I want to buy it again. And you buy it again and you hit it once and you're like, I don't know why I bought this.
Yeah.
It's the worst. It's the worst feeling ever.
And it's like, it's the stupidest habit too.
I know, it's
like,
horrible.
I didn't really realize how stupid it was until like I was like, all right, I'm ready to quit.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this anymore. And then I thought about what I was doing. I was like, I tried to give myself reasons to like justify why I do it. Mm-hmm. When I decided to quit, I was like, okay, is there any benefit to this?
And that's
before I do. I was like, should I quit? And if
There's
I do,
no benefit.
Why wouldn't I? And I thought about it. I was like, damn, like why did I even start?
No,
like I couldn't find a single reason, and I could only find reasons of why like I should have never even done it.
Yeah, I know. It's because like you got to realize you lived 3/4, maybe even more of your life without ever knowing what a nicotine head buzz was, and you were fine. You were just fine. So you got to realize it's not impossible. And another thing, I forget her name. I think it was Nicole Glazer. I don't know if you probably don't know who she is. She was on Rogan's podcast once, and she said, you have to believe in your head that it's easy. Because we're constantly told it's hard. It's hard. So you believe subconsciously that it's hard to do. But if you think it's easy, like that, I've quit twice, and I quit once, and then I relapsed, and I quit again, and I haven't touched since. But the first time I quit, I thought it was impossible before I quit, because none of my friends did. My one friend quit, and then I was able to quit because I knew it was possible. Mm-hmm. And the same thing goes with what is it? I think it was the 5-minute mile. No one thought it was possible for the longest time, right?
Yeah.
And then someone did it, and then people started doing it left and right because people realized, oh my god, it's possible.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Like speed runs on a game.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I guarantee it's the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as someone hits like a new time on a speed run, everyone in the community is like, oh, it's possible, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And then they learn from the tricks that the other person did, and then they try it and they apply it, and they're like, damn, okay.
That's why, and that's
cool.
and that goes with sports. Like I think this is a very interesting thing that I like to preach with sports is generations only get better. In every sport, in 20 years from now, the players are going to be better than Messi, Ronaldo, LeBron 100%. James. They're because they're learning from LeBron, they're learning from Messi. Like if you
the path is paved, right?
Yeah, 100%.
The OGs
well,
of this
look at all
even the path.
Do you ever follow hockey? Have you ever followed hockey? Wayne Gretzky is considered the best hockey player ever by far.
I know that much.
Yeah, but his stats are so ahead of everyone. But if he played today, he wouldn't be that dominant because all the players today learned from him.
Mm-hmm.
He was just playing with a bunch of idiots.
It's almost like everything has a science to it.
Yeah.
Just like the scientific world, you know how scientists are always progressing in their research.
Yeah.
It's almost like that mentality, or like, I guess mentality is like the same throughout a lot of things.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like exactly. As time goes on,
yeah.
It's almost like the professionals of all those fields are the scientists of them, right?
And I think the technology really, it's like it can either be your best friend in terms of intelligence or your worst enemy. Because I don't know if we're gonna move backwards or forwards. Because like what is the long-term effects of too much information too, right? Everyone's scrolling on Instagram, information. What's the long-term effects of that, right? So I want to say we're going to be smarter, and I'm optimistic, and I do believe we're going to be smarter in 40, 50 years.
I think we're going to see more growth in dumber people.
Yeah.
And like
but
a bigger increase in smarter people than we see right now, but the growth of like the stupider people is going to outpace it.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy to absorb so much more useless information now.
Yeah, I know.
Just like it is easier to like absorb good information.
I know. And I think the people that decide to make technology their best friend will be just smart because they have so much good information.
There's so much at your disposal now, it's insane. Like,
but the people that made it their worst enemy, the thing is, I think you can just turn it around. Like you don't gotta be like, once you realize actually how much of a waste time you're wasting scrolling on Instagram, you stop. Like
it's actually not your most recent video, but the video before.
Yeah.
The one where I made comments on to you.
The goal one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you mentioned what did you mention?
The screen time, 9 hours.
Yeah, the screen time.
Yeah.
It was ironic because I think like a week before that, because I'll post like try to post inspirational stuff on my Snapchat just for like the people that follow me, and like I posted, I was like, have you all worry about what you're putting into your body, like you said, right?
Yeah.
You're so worried about your diet for your body to have a nice physical look to you and be physically healthy, but which one of you are worrying about what you're feeding your brain? Have you ever considered a media diet? And then I went and researched the screen time to add it to it to like kind of like add dramatic effect for people that are reading it. And I seen that it was like 9 hours a day or something, which ends up being nuts. Like 2/3 of or 1/3 or 2/3 of your whole year is on your phone,
dude,
or computer.
Well, think about it. If a day is 24 hours, 6 to 8 hours we'll say spent sleeping, and 9 hours is spent on a screen.
It's about 1/3.
That's not even including your TV or laptop screen.
Yeah,
that's not.
So that's about 1/3 of your year, right? Like
more,
a little more,
because one third is 8 hours a day.
Yeah, so it's gone. Like more than 1/3 gone.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, well, it's not like gone. It's like I hope you better have spent that time well.
Yeah, exactly, right. Yeah, and no one,
because it could have benefited you.
Yeah, it could have.
But did it?
And then that's where the importance and the value of time come in. Like, we're so young, and most of you watching this are young. You know, honestly, if you're below the age of 60, you're young. I'm a firm believer of that.
I see 30 and 40 as young now.
Yeah, no, 100%. Because you can turn your life around.
Yeah.
I don't care where you are.
And I know a lot of 30-year-olds that like act like teenagers, to be honest, too.
Yeah, and if they did turn,
age is so different now.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, because we're not even 25, and
Right.
You're
It's like,
you
I
won't
feel like
find
my
you
life's
won't.
still just starting, to be honest.
Yeah, I know, but
So-
in terms of maturity, you won't find many 40-year-olds that are talking about even what we're talking about right now, right?
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Or even if you were to bring it up to them, some of them wouldn't even grasp it properly.
No,
Because I've tried.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
40-year-olds, but 30-year-olds.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
tried. I remember I told you about that.
Yeah,
So-
they just don't get it, right?
Yeah, it just doesn't click the same way.
Yeah,
And
it's
the
just-
issues with the older someone gets is they get more set in their ways.
Yeah.
It's easier to be
Yeah.
more malleable now mentally
And
than
it's
it will be
harder.
when you're 40.
It's harder to learn too. So when new things come up, you don't even want to try. That's why you do you speak more than one language or just English?
Just English.
Yeah. Well, you learn English like it was nothing. It wasn't even hard at all because you were young.
Oh, that's a good comparison, actually.
Yeah, you're young, right?
Yeah.
And I
And
can
there's
speak
like little
French.
kids that can speak like 3 languages and
Yeah.
they're like 1-year-old.
Your brain is so new that it can learn like that. But
Yeah.
once you get older, learning a language takes like a year at least.
I feel like also if you wait until like 30, maybe not 30, but like 40, 50 to like start making a positive change in your life for your
Yeah.
habits and your actions, I feel like by then you're so beat up by life, it's gonna be a lot harder to like
Oh, dude,
grab that courage and that passion and really bring it out of yourself.
I know.
Because
Logan
by
Paul
then you've
said.
already been kicked around left and right so much by life and everything
Yeah.
it has to offer on the bad
Well,
side
this
of it.
is our time for all you young people watching this. Like I said, I want Windsor Essex County on the map, so please
Yeah,
take
don't be
this
standing
advice.
up when you're 40, black and blue. Like you can,
Yeah.
like, mind you, if you're 40 right now watching or whatever, like don't worry, you still can, but like it's gonna be a lot harder. Don't wait until
Just
you're
work.
40, black and blue,
Just
beat
work.
up by life,
Just
and
work.
you're like hanging on by a thread.
Just
You
work.
know what I mean? Like
Just work. Like 18, if you're in between the ages of 18 and 30, get to work, please. Start working on yourself. You can do
Put
so
your brain to
much.
work.
Yeah,
start
especially
thinking.
especially if you live in my area, because I'm trying to put this area on the map, bro. You know what I mean? Like I
Use
really
this thing,
do.
man.
I really
Start
do.
to think.
Like
though.
I look at what Drake did to the music industry in Toronto, and I like find that so inspiring. Because
Yeah.
before Drake was anything, people didn't like Toronto. Like anything in Canada, no one cared about. Right?
He literally gave it the nickname.
Yeah, the six. Yeah,
That's because of Drake.
yeah, I know. And dude, when we went to Toronto, this isn't even about the whole inspiration thing, but
He's all of the marketing there.
he is, but like I seen it. Like we stopped at his house, and I can't even explain what seeing that house did to me.
Insane.
It's
Is
just
that his new mansion you're
like,
talking about?
it's a big house. It's huge. Don't get me wrong, but like just seeing it, it was like you know manifestation
Bro,
and
yeah,
whatnot.
yeah.
But like that house is specifically because I love his music.
Yeah.
But like
Oh,
I
I
don't know,
love
man.
Drake,
It's
yeah.
just it was and like the fact that I
He's-
tried
I
to
would say
go up
he's
to
an
the gate.
inspiration to me. I
Yeah.
would say.
Oh yeah, he is. The trees were covering the house. Like that's how important he is. I wanted to go up to the gate just to see the house, which I still couldn't because it was black. And some big bodyguard, like 6'3",
He's like,
comes
"Oh,
up. He's like,
get out of here, boy."
Yeah, he's like, you cannot pass this line. I asked him. I'm like, so have you ever met Drake? He's like, that's confidential. I'm like, that is so sick, dude.
You're like, bro,
that is so sick.
my guy.
Drake is so important that he can't even, like, you know what I mean? He can't.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude. But like, my mind, all I was thinking was, how can I get a house like this? I want to have. I want
Basically the
to.
president
I want to
of
have
Toronto.
that status. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all I think
Yeah.
about.
Man,
Cause like
$200,000 bed. Like,
yeah.
what?
It was
How do you get to a point where like?
800,000, I think.
How do you
It was
get? Yeah. How do you
stupid.
get to a point where you can drop $800K or whatever on a bed?
Dude,
and,
that
like,
house realistically,
comfortably.
realistically,
Not be
his
hurt.
son is probably with the mom half the time, so that house is his.
Yeah.
He might have his
Brings
buddies.
his boys over to
Dude,
ball.
his buddies might come over and he might not even know. He could go literally hide, and they would have
For
to.
sure, they
You
just
know what
play
I
the
mean?
court, dude.
Yeah,
He has a
it's
full
such
basketball court
beautiful
there.
house. I want to. Drake, if you ever watch this, I'm gonna be in that house one day.
Number 6 is up, baby.
That's all I'm
Good.
saying, dude. That's all I was thinking. I'm like, Drake, you're gonna regret not letting me in that house. That's all I'm saying. No, dude. Yeah, so like big houses fascinate me. I love cars, but big houses is what.
There's some really beautiful architecture in the world,
Oh
man.
my god.
Beautiful, beautiful. There's
I-
geniuses.
yeah.
There's geniuses in the architecture world.
I don't think I've ever met someone that doesn't want to travel just to view that. Like
Yeah,
the
right?
creative
Beautiful buildings.
geniuses inside the world that create these buildings. Even the guy that made Drake's house is a creative genius.
There's a lot of them, man.
Oh my god.
There's honestly some in Windsor. There's some houses by the waterfront I've seen where I was
Yeah.
like impressed, genuinely impressed by
I
the
know.
architecture, and I was like,
I know. And
Okay.
and there's and you know what I find even more interesting? some of the creative geniuses in architecture from like ancient times that are still around.
Yeah, like the Sphinx and stuff.
Yeah, and like the temples and shit.
Yeah, man.
Like that's cool.
What I
That's
hate
cool.
about architecture nowadays is the boring like those new like weird like boxy like rectangle houses.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Where it's like a square with a rectangle coming out this way and a rectangle coming out.
I know you don't like that, but I love it.
Like, bro.
I know. The only thing I don't like about
it was cool at first.
Yeah,
and then everyone overdid it.
Everyone does it. Yeah, because there's more. Like Drake's was awesome. Have you ever seen it? It's like it's literally a castle.
Inside through like Instagram and stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, the outside is a castle. It's a genuine castle. Yeah.
Disneyland.
Yeah, if you want to call it. In one of his songs, he's like, because Michael Jackson had his own Disneyland or whatever, where he brought kids, which was weird. You know? But he's like, Michael Jackson shit, but this palace is not for kids. And Drake said that.
Oh, God.
So he's basically saying, yeah, like, I got a palace here. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's hilarious.
Which is true, right?
Well, dude, like, the front gate says the embassy. The embassy, that's what it says. So, dude,
you know that man, like when they were designing that house, he's like, make sure it says the embassy on it. I need that. Like, I would pay extra for that.
He's the man in Toronto. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And like when I listen to his
that's
music,
so cool that he has a house in Toronto too. Like that's mad
respect.
I know. A lot of people wouldn't do that. They blow up.
Dude, he loves.
Go cop a house in LA. Buy
he
a
had
house.
that. He had that, but he
probably still has it.
He loves
property.
He loves Toronto. He genuinely loves his hometown, and
most people do. He's got his
even
own
Kawhi Leonard, right? Kawhi Leonard won a championship in Toronto, but he left to go to his hometown. People just love being home. Even when I'm loaded, which I will be. When I'm loaded, I will want to visit here. I don't know if I want to have like a property here because it's the Leamington.
It's not the most exciting place to live, sadly. Right, but
like I'll definitely be here. Like, oh my god, this is home. This is where I grew up. You know, you gotta come back eventually.
I mean, you could like relocate your whole family if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But it's like, will they want to? You know what I mean? Like your family might still be here.
Even
you're gonna want to visit them.
Do you have any like grandparents in other countries?
No.
Yeah, well, like my grandma lives in Lebanon, and the amount of times we've offered like come over here, she just wants to stay home. Mm-hmm. It's just where she's been her entire life. Why would she want
familiar, right? It's comfortable.
Yeah, I know.
It's that feeling of safety too, right?
But people should get out of that. You can't. One thing that all millionaires, billionaires, successful people do is they're always moving around because you can't stay stagnant. You can't be comfortable in one spot.
You can't be comfortable. That's where you should have stopped it.
Yeah.
Because realistically, like, you know what I mean? To maintain that mindset and not get caught up and get lazy with it, you can't be comfortable.
Yeah, you gotta be moving around.
You have to, if you get comfortable, they'll literally tell you, like, if you talk to guys like that, they'll be like, yeah, like, if you get comfortable, find a way to get uncomfortable.
Yeah, no, you have to. You can
stay uncomfortable.
And it like their
that's
brains,
what fuels them.
Their brains, because I've been studying their brains. They are literally, like, they've rewired their brains to the point where they're only uncomfortable, like objectively uncomfortable, when they're subjectively comfortable. Like when they're like, oh, I'm laying down doing nothing, that's when they're uncomfortable. It's crazy. And I feel the same way. If I am not progressing towards my success, I am genuinely uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And
so you're saying like
going to
what seems uncomfortable to us, and like what we were kind of saying earlier with like make sure like get uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like uncomfortable situations being like stuff that like pushes you like into a challenging situation where if you get out of it you're gonna end up on top.
Yeah.
Like he's saying like they're uncomfortable is like anything that like drags them down.
Yeah, and the fact that I've been studying
because they're so used to like the regular version of uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like stuff that like isn't exciting, stuff that isn't fun and stuff that's hard. They enjoy.
Well, because think about it. We're gonna use the gym as an example because it's the basis of self-discipline. Any gym rat watching this, you don't have to be like the next Jeff Bezos. Just any gym rat, you don't feel good if you miss the gym, right? Because the gym is objectively uncomfortable.
And why don't you feel good? Because you aren't making progress to your goals, right?
Right. So once making money becomes your gym, reading books becomes your gym. It's like, okay, now I don't even want to go out on Saturday because this does nothing for me. Not only does it do nothing for you, it does like worse than nothing.
And another good, I'm going to add on to that. You know, when you first started the gym, right? And you start working out, you're like, man, this is tough. Oh, man, like, this is hard. This is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Boom. All right. That's what we're kind of talking about, like uncomfortable, right? Get uncomfortable.
Yeah.
and then you started to see the progress, right?
Get used to
You
it.
started to see the gains,
Yeah.
started to feel good, look good, see the results,
Mm-hmm.
and then now you love it.
Yeah,
now when you don't go,
yeah.
and you know that you're hindering your results, right?
Exactly.
Your progress.
100%.
And so it hurts to not go.
Well, yeah, and that's exactly it, right? And then that's where the I think I'm a big believer in hanging out with the right people, and that was the hardest thing for me. Was can I and if you're watching this, nothing wrong with you guys. Everyone's young. Everyone goes to clubs. I love everyone. I don't care, but. I want to strictly be around rich people that are only like either have $1 million or want $1 million. Yeah, that's all, because that's where I want, right? So once you hang, like, humans can't resist influence, and not, like I said, nothing wrong with going to the bar. That's what you want to do. Whatever, we're young. Those are the choices you make. But I want $1 million, so I gotta hang out with other people that have or want it, right?
Yeah.
So the hardest thing for me was stopping hanging out with people that don't care about $1 million.
Which is a lot of people.
Yeah, and that's fine. And that's completely fine,
Yeah,
right?
Which it makes sense why it was so hard for you.
Yeah.
That's a big move to make.
100%, and it's like it gets
those
lonely.
Those people.
It gets lonely too, because those same people don't even want to talk to you anymore.
And they aren't gonna like.
You're not the same person.
They're not gonna like when you tell them either, because they're gonna. It's almost like it's not because they don't like hearing it, because it's insulting to hear from you. It's because it's a reminder of like the fact that they aren't going to take that initiative.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
But they can.
They can.
I know, but
when they do
hate
get
how
upset,
it comes off like that.
When they do get upset, just know it's not personal. It's internal.
Yeah, I hate.
The only reason someone would get upset over that is like an internal reason.
I know, and I wish.
Because now it's like
I
a
really
wake-up call
wish
to them.
everyone knew that like everyone is a genius in some way, and you can't conform to society. You can't care what people think. You got to go for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, what if you cared what people thought, or like you were lazy and you didn't go for that NFT project? Your life wouldn't have changed the way it has in the past year, right?
Yeah.
2 years, whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
or even trading too. Like when all I was doing was trading, I made good money trading too, dude.
Well,
like,
dude,
when I was trading, people were like Susie's. I remember Susie's parents, or I think it was her parents or her grandparents. They're like, "What are you doing?" They're like, "That's illegal." Like they're telling me it's illegal and stuff. They're telling me like, "Oh, that's not real. That's not real. That's not real money. That's not this." Like, and I just like, all right, well,
if
say
you
what
guys
you want, but I'm enjoying it, and it's real to me. Like it's real to the world.
and I want to build upon that. The reason they felt like that, and guys, watch the video I just posted on why the education system wants you to be poor. They want you, or they feel like the only way to get a job is to work and get like $15-$20 an hour. That's the only way to make money, and it's not at all. People need to get out of that mindset and realize, okay, you can make money trading crypto, trading stocks, selling insurance, selling real estate.
There's so many ways nowadays,
dude. It's open your computer. Come on, get creative. You know what I mean? You don't
think about what you're good at or what you're interested in. Really?
I was telling my one friend, his name's Antonio.
So many different ways, dude. It's crazy.
I was telling my one friend, his name's Antonio. He loves editing videos. I'm like, dude, get on Fiverr. Right, get on Fiverr and start charging people to edit their videos. You're good at it. Why the hell not? Mm-hmm. Don't be lazy, right?
Find some smaller YouTubers, some smaller creators, and just slide them a DM and just say, hey, if you're interested.
Don't try me though, because I don't like paying people for things I can do myself. So
there you go. I respect that.
No, and if I can't do it myself, if I can't do it myself, I will learn. Because I don't. Look, guys, this is one thing you gotta learn about money. Okay, this is very important. If you're not, and I shouldn't use Fiverr as an example, but if you're not spending money on something that's making you more money, there's no reason you should be doing it. Mm-hmm. Unless you need a car, or like, you're giving a gift to a friend. But like, if you're just make sure most of your money is going towards things that make you more money, and that's how you get rich.
Yeah. Reinvest.
And your time.
Reinvest when it makes sense.
You have two resources you can spend: money and time.
Mm-hmm.
How much of your money and time is going towards making more money?
Yep.
And the thing with having a lot of money is that buys you time. Ultra wealthy people can get to Portugal eating dinner in like 8 hours. Private jet, they don't have to wait in the airport.
And when you get to a certain point, like whatever your project is, like whatever company you end up working towards, or whatever you create that's doing well for you, like you'll get to a point where like you can outsource some of the work and save yourself save
that's what I'm
yourself
saying,
time.
yeah.
So like you can have Joe over here do this for you that you used to have to do, but now it makes sense for you to have him
And
do
you
it.
have so much money, you could give him 200
And this
grand.
saves you 6 hours a day.
Yeah.
Right? Now what are you gonna do? Now you have 6 extra hours.
And you have your own assistant, right? Like,
Yeah.
It's awesome, man. Like money.
So maybe that guy costs you an extra 30, 40K a year,
Yeah.
but now you have an extra 6 hours. So that's how expensive time gets eventually. Where like you're literally spending an extra 30, 40K a year just so you can have that extra 6 hours.
And you
to devote to things.
In that 30, 40K. Yeah, but that's what.
That's when you
people
really
do,
start to
because
see how
rich
expensive
people
time
realize,
is.
okay, like I have so much money now, I'm gonna start buying time, right?
Yeah.
Because you can. Like,
Yeah.
why not? And Gary Vee, love.
You don't
Gary Vee.
realize it at the kind of like base level where like most people start. You don't realize how expensive time really is.
No, you don't.
Right?
You don't.
Like,
you don't.
In terms of like actual like
It's
value.
kind of like when you realize you have one life, and your time is ticking
Yeah,
right now.
exactly.
Think about it. I'm 19. Once I do this twice, I'll be 38, and that's when people start thinking about death. Like, well, I'm 38. Okay, now I don't know if I'm gonna live to like 70, right? So like, I'm running out of time. When you're 19, though, you feel so young. You feel like I have so much time. The thing with time is you have so much, but you have so little. Because 19,
You have so much until you don't.
yeah, exactly. But like 24 hours a day is not a lot of time, guys.
It's not.
But it is a lot.
Especially when you
because
include sleep.
you can get so
Everything else
much.
in
You
between.
can get so much done, but you get so little done. It's paradoxical in a way, right? It's crazy.
And that's why optimization is a big thing. That's why a lot of these successful people are very big on optimizing their day.
Well, the biggest
it's optimized down to the last minute.
you have to master time
And
management.
it takes time.
Yeah, you have to
Ironically,
master,
I did not mean to make
I
that little
know,
joke
I
there,
know.
but it takes time to
time management.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and like to perfect your schedule.
Well, this is what
It's not something you're gonna get.
One thing I
overnight.
do, you start developing these little things, and it's like to save you 4 minutes. What I do, I come home from the gym, and obviously I gotta eat and I have to shower. So what I do, throw the food in the microwave, shower when I come out.
Yeah, I do that stuff too. I catch myself doing that kind of stuff too.
So
I literally
my-
did that today. I was
So
like, all
my-
right, I got this time I gotta be ready for. I was like, all right, throw this in there, do that, do this, get my clothes out, get them ready.
Yeah.
All right, hop in the shower, hop out, eat, get my clothes on.
And that's why everyone, no matter who you are, I've heard this from literally everyone. They say, oh, when you get older, time goes by faster. Time is an illusion, okay? If you take the clock out, it's really just an illusion. It's how you perceive it. And when you're completely busy throughout the day, you have a bunch of responsibilities like adults do. And you didn't have that when you were in high school and grade school.
It was really just created for like management.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, but I don't want to get into that. but when
That's all we really
when
use
you're
it for,
busy
though.
throughout the day, like adults are, that's why time feels like it goes by so fast because you're just constantly busy. When you're in grade school, it's like
Dude, I remember when a year felt like 10 years.
yeah,
When I was a kid, like
yeah.
when I
Like
was young.
I've been working full time for a year, and that this past year's felt way.
Flies, dude. Flies.
Flew,
I remember
dude.
my first
Compared
full-time
to, like-
year, I was just like, bro, where did my time go?
Yeah,
Ironically enough.
yeah,
Where'd the time go?
yeah. And it's like, damn.
And I remember I
used to see you
I
out
was
there, remember?
done with money back, like my first time,
Yeah.
my first full-time job out of high school.
Everyone
And I was
used to.
making like, I think it was like 16, 15 bucks. I thought it was sick because back then minimum wage was like 12
Yeah,
bucks.
So you were just
And
like, oh, I'm a
I was
baller.
like, oh yeah, I thought it was sick. And then like a year
People-
passed and I looked at my bank account. I was like, bro, how do I only have like $100?
Yeah,
I was like,
look
where'd
at
my
you now,
money
though.
go?
Look at you now, though, right?
Yeah, man.
But the first time I met Mark, not the first time I met you, but the first time we actually had a conversation, he showed me that he had 1 Bitcoin, and I was so shocked. He was like, "This guy has 1 Bitcoin." I was
You actually got really excited. I remember.
I know, yeah.
I was like super excited.
Because dude, I was not expecting that. Because like, that's fucking 50 grand.
Yeah, I
You know what I
actually
mean?
I'm earning what is it?
The grand?
16% APY on it.
Really? Like, is that staking?
Just sitting on it. Yeah, staking.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
That's like,
In Bitcoin.
yeah, I know, but like you can,
So like
you
that's
could
like
sell it, right?
I get almost 0.2 of Bitcoin every year just to sit
Yeah.
on it.
And you, but like
But I
realistically.
don't. Like I could sell it, but I don't. I just let it stack because it
Yeah,
compounds.
I know, and that's fine. But do you ever think of maybe this Bitcoin is and obviously I don't think Bitcoin's a risk. I think it'll.
Oh, I can
it'll
take
go.
loans out against it too.
Yeah, that's
Interest
really
free.
good. And you can create arbitrage.
Yeah.
Interest free, dude. Why aren't you doing that?
I think
Like,
I
go buy a
think
home.
my My
But
limit
buy a
right now is like
house.
20 grand US interest-free loan
Wow.
against my Bitcoin.
Okay, so talk about this. We've went through this podcast. It's been an hour and 4 minutes, and we haven't talked about your company and this $50,000 grant. So let's talk about it.
Yeah. So
Let's let us know what's happening.
The
right?
blockchain that we're based in, ICP, the Internet Computer, they're actually like the company Definity, graciously enough, like offers grant programs
Yeah.
to up and coming projects. It doesn't have to be NFTs; it can be crypto also, like just like a coin based project.
Yeah.
And like basically what it is like you apply, and then like they'll kind of like go and like kind of like watch you and see what you do and whatever, right, and read your application, and then you get an interview.
Yeah.
Right. And we applied.
Yeah.
And sure enough, like a week later, not even, we got an offer for an interview.
Really?
And I was like, no way. No
Yeah.
way. Like, we'll see what happens. I was like, At first I was like in disbelief. I was like, we'll see. And like as it led up to the interview, I was like, nah, man, we earned this, dude. Like this is like we've been grinding, dude. We've been grinding, man. Like this was this was coming. Like it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
So sure enough, we went in the interview, we talked to them and everything, and like, you know, just like fired around ideas. They wanted to know a little bit more about like our team and where we were going with things.
Yeah.
Because we want to turn this into a game eventually. You know, like Fall Guys.
I
told you, right?
Yeah, the battle royale type thing.
Yeah. So we mentioned all that, and they loved it. They thought it was sick because like if we end up pulling it off, it's huge for them.
So I
and
want
it's huge
to
for us.
make this with the viewers. So you have these characters that are in the NFTs.
Yeah.
And you want them to be like characters within the battle royale game, right?
Yeah. So it's gonna be very much like Fall Guys. But like before you actually get into like a match, there's gonna be like a lobby. So it'll be like social and like playing, like social and playable kind of game.
Okay.
And like it's gonna be like what's called play to earn.
Okay.
So P2E. That's what it's like called in like blockchain.
Play to earn. Okay.
So essentially, what it is like an NFT game where like while you play, you earn a crypto coin that has value to it. So while you play the game, you make money.
And I have a question. When they earn that, does that make the price of the coin go up?
It could technically make it go down too. Like if the
more
person's
circulation?
playing, so if the person's playing just to make the coin and it's
So
selling
you
right
guys
away.
you guys will like you and your friends in the company will own the coin, right?
Yeah.
So how do you?
It very much depends on. It very much because I see where you're going with this. It's like okay, how does a coin continue to gain value?
Yeah.
Right. So it very much depends on how our team like utilizes utility afterwards.
Okay.
So we're thinking about doing like the battle pass thing that Fortnite does, where like you use a coin to buy battle pass.
So you're gonna
like
make them
like a skin
spend,
shop and stuff.
You're gonna make them spend real money in order to access play to earn.
It's gonna be more or less like play, earn the coin, and then use your earnings to buy skins for the social aspect and like the flex. You know what I mean? Like the mentality, human mentality.
So you want
side of
to,
things,
and obviously when they pay for the battle pass and the skins, it goes to you guys. Right?
Yeah,
So
or no, it's burnt. It's burnt. So like you get the skins and stuff, and it burns the coin.
So there won't be as much in
So it takes it out of circulation, and instead of them selling it for money, they're now just saying, "Okay, I'm going to turn this in. Give me this skin."
Yeah. So would it be possible for them to take it out of the game and exchange it into currency?
Yeah. So you can do either. You can do whatever.
Wow.
So the battle pass and like
that is very
the skin shop
and
kind of
what's
thing is
crazy,
more to like add utility to the coin.
You wouldn't
So
know
it's not
this.
just
I
a useless
wouldn't.
coin.
Yeah, that's wow. Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't know this. I wouldn't. But has anyone integrated crypto into a video game? Yeah. I have not seen that, and that's a very.
The crazy thing is, it's technically already existed for years.
Like what? Like
but not crypto.
Like V, like whatever's in Fortnite. What is it called?
Yeah, like we've already been buying digital currencies for years.
Or
you really have.
Or like,
but it's not in blockchain.
The points in Call
it's just
of Duty
within the game.
Yeah, you're right.
But we've technically already been buying digital currencies for digital items for years.
Yeah, you're 100% right. What is it called in Fortnite again? VC coins?
V-Bucks, I think.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, V-Bucks.
I never played Fortnite. I remember 2017.
Which ironically enough, ours would be called Vibe Token, so it kind of like even fits that even more.
Yeah. So in 2017, everyone was playing that game. I could not believe that. The hype around that game. I was like big on Call of Duty.
It's actually picking up again now. I'll be honest. I know you aren't a gamer. Like I still game. Like when I can squeeze it in, I try to squeeze in like an hour.
You love it, right?
2-ish.
Yeah. Well, dude,
it's also
everyone has. Look, we're not all trying to be Bezos and Musk here, okay? We need some.
Yeah, it's
time for comfort.
It's kind of my relief. It's the way that I relieve myself after like.
And it like gets your mind off.
It's the very last thing.
It gets your mind off things so you can fall asleep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I tell myself like my video games, if I do end up playing them that day, it's the very last priority.
Yeah.
Sleep is a bigger priority than the games.
Yeah.
So like if it's too late, sleep takes priority.
Yeah,
I don't just stay up and game.
Yeah.
You know
like
what I
mean? And my thing is like I get to like I'm at the point where I can't turn my brain off. So what I do is I watch an episode of Family Guy.
Yeah. See, so it's like that. It's like
knocks me out.
Yeah.
Because like I see Peter Griffin, I start laughing, and I stop thinking. I stop thinking about $1 billion, and then because dude, like Musk talked about this with Rogan too, because Rogan is like flattering Musk. He's like literally flirting with him. He's like, "You're so smart," blah blah blah. And Musk is like, "Dude, this is not a blessing. It can be a curse because I literally can't turn my brain off some nights. Like I can't fall asleep.
Yeah,
because his brain just fires ideas. Mm-hmm. That's another genius he is. He's a creative genius. Yep. He's a creative genius. He made he has like 5 companies. Yeah, and I'm not even including PayPal. Like he had the whiskey. Like this is beyond the electric cars.
So crazy.
He has the Boring Company. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. It was like the company where he made like a flamethrower or something.
Okay, yeah, I know that. Okay, I know of the flamethrower. I didn't know it was under the company called Boring.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's just always doing things, and like the one thing I don't even know what like is I think it's related with SpaceX is Starlink, with like the satellites and the internet and whatnot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So he has like satellite internet.
Okay. Yeah. Like that's insane.
But I think that is through SpaceX.
Okay.
I think that's a project.
It would make sense. It would make sense. It's Starlink though.
Yeah. Which is like super fast, like insane.
Oh, my friend has it and he says it's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. And
like, you're talking like 30, 40 megabytes a second download. Like,
and he said today, I seen a video of him today, and he's saying like, we actually have no proof that climate change is from human activity. He's like, there's a chance CO2 could be good for the atmosphere, but the reason he's doing Tesla is because, before I continue, Tesla isn't just electric cars, it's renewable energy too. Mm-hmm. Okay, so he's like, oil is a finite resource, and at some point we're going to run out, so we might as well get on.
I've been telling people, literally, it's funny you bring that up. I've been telling people for so long, anytime someone brings up electric vehicles around me, and they're like, oh, like, it's good for the environment. I'm like, really? All electric vehicles are, in their truest form, is a solution to the finite gas resources. That's it. That's the only reason they exist.
It is
really.
And you know what's crazy? It's not even that good for the environment. Because
manufacturing batteries are horrible.
And manufacturing it is like horrible for you. Yeah. Like you said, not even just the battery, the car itself is just
like the what do you call it? Biological, ecological footprint or whatever.
Yeah, I know, it's insane.
It's worse than producing a real car.
Yeah, it is. But and like you said, we don't even know. Like he said, you can ask any scientist in the world. We don't even know if CO2 is the direct reason for climate change.
I do know that he also has said, like, as long as he believes truly, allegedly, that like as long as we continue to believe that like as long as we continue to like worry about climate change and like where the environment's heading, we'll eventually find a solution.
Yeah.
So he's like, you don't have to worry about it, but like if you do, you're kind of like, that's like a solution to the problem already.
Yeah, I got
like worrying about it will eventually lead to a solution.
Yeah.
So
100%.
So he's like, I'm not worried about the future in terms of like the environment.
Yeah.
Because it's inevitable that we find a solution because we all worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. But dude, like we said, he's a genius, right? I don't want to.
Which is like him basically like believing in like manifestation.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. He's
like, you guys manifested. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, well, manifestation is so powerful.
The whole world believing in something.
I know, but the one thing I hate is a lot of people sit there, and these are like the astrology, like horoscope weirdos. Yeah. And like oh my god, if you just believe, you don't even have to work. You just have to believe, and it's like, no, you have to get to work, man. You got to put some.
And you got the hippies sitting down on their beanbags smoking dope,
dude.
And they're like, dude, I'm a Sagittarius. My sign says that I'm set this month. I'm gonna run into $1 million. And then like by the end of the month, they're still sitting on their beanbag with like they ran out of weed.
Just
They can't afford it
eating like
anymore.
7 grams. Eating like 7 grams of shrooms.
Yeah.
I'm a future billionaire. That's hilarious.
My sign said so. Like, this month. This is my month according to the online Sagittarius
But you know what?
reading.
You know what though? And like one thing
What's
I
your
always try
crystal,
to
dude? Like,
one thing I always try to preach is like I'm happy right now. And I don't need $1 billion to be happy.
Yeah.
Like
it's not about like happiness. Also.
No. I think I could be homeless and happy right now. As long as I get my food and my water, there's no reason.
It's just like why not?
You gotta love yourself, man. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Do you love yourself?
But also, it's like why not strive for better though?
Yeah, exactly.
You have so much
That's
time.
my whole point, right?
Why
Like,
not do
well,
it?
what better do I have to do?
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's like
There is a chance I can live on a yacht one day, so why the hell wouldn't I?
why not?
Like,
Like
what?
when someone asks you like why, like why do you how do you have so much drive? Like why do you have so much like why not?
Yeah.
Like
And
you might as well. You really might as well when you
and
really
I
think
hate
about
when
it.
people say this. They're like, "Oh, rich people say money doesn't buy happiness, and give it to me." And it's like, bro, listen, okay. First of all, if there's any opinion you should take towards the money doesn't buy happiness argument, it's people with money. So they're telling you it doesn't buy happiness. So obviously it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
It creates comfort.
Well,
It
what
creates
I like
comfort.
to say, my
That's
saying
what it
is,
does.
money doesn't buy happiness, but a lack of money buys sadness.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Or it earns sadness.
or like miserable.
You won't be buying it.
Yeah. You definitely won't be buying
It's gonna be
it.
thrown on you.
Miserable, sadness. And
We get the leftovers.
I work a minimum wage job, so I can tell you firsthand that there's a lot of miserable people that don't have a lot of money. You work there too, right? So
Yeah.
you know.
I think I'm one of the happiest people there when I'm there.
So are you working there again?
Yeah, I'm full time again.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I'll see you tonight, maybe tomorrow or something.
You know, it's funny. After running into, I'm not even like, I wouldn't even consider myself like rich or even well off.
No, not even
But after
close.
running into the money that I have accumulated, like my attitude at work is so much different. Like I'm so much happier now. Like I'm not saying like this isn't to like say money buys happiness, but because I'm so comfortable, I'm so much happier. Less worried.
I think that's a lot to do with mindset too. Because,
And like I don't take shit from anyone at work anymore.
Yeah,
either.
no.
Like when someone like gives me a hard time, whether it be a boss or anyone, like if I'm not in the wrong, like I stand my ground.
yeah, and you do a good
And I
job.
never
at
used
it.
to because I used to be afraid.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, I need this job. Like
You
I
don't
can't
care
afford
what
to do
people
that.
think. But I
can't lose this job,
because because you can lose it.
right?
Yeah, who gives a shit?
Exactly.
But it's like the power in like I'm not dependent on you anymore, so you can fire me. I don't care.
Ironically enough, it's actually like I have way more respect now at work because of it.
Yeah, because you're
And,
not
like,
a pussy anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Right.
And I don't know if this happened to you, but like when you develop the rich people mindset, you don't complain. You're around all these people that complain all day, but like I never complain.
Yeah. I'm actually working harder too.
Yeah. Look, bro,
actually, like, putting
all
more
these
effort into
people,
my
all
work.
these people complain. This is I thought about this at work. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna start saying this. Okay, all these people complain because they work minimum wage, right?
Mhm.
If minimum wage was measured on a global scale. All right, sorry guys, the camera cut off, but we were just talking about how if minimum wage was measured on a global scale, that we would be the happiest people in the world. Obviously, living in Canada, $15 an hour.
Compared to like what, a few cents an
China.
hour in China.
Yeah, right. So that's mainly it. We're talking about like self-improvement, being grateful, crypto, drug addiction. This was a good
A
episode.
whole lot of different stuff.
Yeah, good episode for today. It was great having you, Marcus.
Good chatting.
Thank you very much.
Enjoyed it a lot.
Hope to have you once again, right?
Yeah, I'm hoping so too.
Good.
Yeah.
So that was it for the first episode of the podcast today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And peace. We'll see you again with the next guest.